My days are pretty jam-packed. I just started a master's program studying electrical engineering. I have a 2-year-old now and full-time in the military as well. I'm a lieutenant L3 in the
All right.
Navy. I had been listening to a bunch of YouTube videos on real estate investing, all the podcasts. Really no direction and no system. This program definitely gave me like a streamlined system that I can actually like execute and kind of expand the way I want to expand my business. And I just started doing a deep dive into the deal. The two homes are tenant occupied. They brought in about 1,400 bucks a month and
Cool.
total, yeah. And the purchase price was $110,000.
What was your rehab amount?
1,300 bucks.
How
Yeah,
much will they be rented for total? Okay.
1,600.
How are you calculating your net profit center on this one? What do your numbers look like?
Yeah, so net profit center I have at 116K. To be a part of REI Automated, you have to one, like be willing to put the work in, and two, just be willing to bet on yourself because it is an investment in yourself. It may be to some people expensive, but that return on investment was tenfold, and I've gotten the knowledge. I've gotten multiple deals done. You will get a return with REI Automated for sure, and these systems set you up for success.
Hey everyone, welcome to another REI Automated Client Highlight. Today I'm with my buddy Bryan. Bryan's been with us for 4 months and 22 days as of right now, and he has had some incredible wins since joining us. I want to share some of those things because his story is going to inspire you. He's about the busiest man alive, and whether you're already in our program and you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, or you're on the outside looking in and maybe you're on the fence about joining us, this story is here to inspire you and educate you. So, Bryan, bro, thank you very much for joining me. You are legitimately and genuinely one of my favorite clients. I absolutely love working with you. I want to start from the beginning here. A lot of people who join REI Automated, they kind of feel stuck in their real estate investing career. Maybe they're not closing enough deals, or they're totally like spinning their wheels and they're not closing any deals at all. Where were you at in your business and in your life before finding us, and what was holding you back at that point?
Yeah, my experience with real estate investing was pretty limited, right? I'm in the military and I did my VA home loan, used that twice. I turned those into rentals. And then after I turned my second one into a rental, I turned it into like a co-living pad split. That's kind of when I got the bug and I started cash flowing like upwards of $1,000 a month. So kind of got the bug there. And shortly after, heard you speak at a event, and from there, kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah. I want to dive in a little bit more here because people don't really know like what you're going through. So tell me about your family, tell me about your job, and tell me about where you spend the majority of your days.
Yeah, so my days are pretty jam-packed. I just started a master's program. I'm doing studying electrical engineering. Get my master's in that. My undergrad was in economics, so huge 180 there.
Totally
Yeah,
different worlds.
completely new field. I have a 2-year-old now, and she keeps me busy. She's always up to no good. Love her to death.
That's right.
Yeah, and we just moved to Monterey, California, I think 2 months before I met you. And so at that time, I was just transitioning here, starting a new life, starting a new master's program, and full time in the military as well. So,
Active duty officer,
yep,
right?
yep.
For all the people who follow me, everyone's going to wonder what your rank is.
I'm a lieutenant L3 in the
All right.
Navy.
That's right. Not lieutenant in the Marines, but we still have to call you sir. So I know that I spoke at an event that you were there. There's probably 40, 45 people or so, event. And I got to speak to several of those people, but there's always a moment where someone decides like, hey, I need a little bit more
Hmm.
than what I have. I need a system. I need some automations. I need some education. I need some coaching, whatever it would be. What pushed you to reach out and say, Keith, I think that REI Automated might be the solution for me. Like, can we talk more about that?
Yeah, like I said, after that second rental, I kind of caught the bug, and I just needed direction, right? I had been doing the whole, I know a lot of people that are probably listening to this, listen to a bunch of YouTube videos on real estate investing, all the podcasts, really no direction and no system. This program definitely gave me like a streamlined system that I can actually like execute and kind of expand the way I want to expand in my business.
When were you really curious? Because I think with you, what you heard me speak. That was like a 2 hour ordeal, and then I believe you went through one of my courses. So was it when you heard me speak? You're like,
Yeah.
that dude is really good looking and he has really good advice. Totally joking. Or was it once you went through the course where you were like, hey, this actually seems pretty legit?
Yeah, I thought he was pretty like bad looking, but the content was like actually pretty solid. I actually had to lock my phone on a lot of the videos and just listen to the audio. But no, so I heard you at that event, right? And it really kind of clicked for me. I was like, man, I really have no direction here. I know like what the end goal is, obviously like people that are listening to this probably want, financial freedom, all that. And that's kind of what I want, say like 30, 40 years down the line, I want to be able to sit back, kick back, relax and collect that mailbox money and have automated systems and like kind of like a team to run things for me. So originally, I'd been a part of like multiple groups, just like you've said in multiple of your trainings, and I knew like your stuff was like pretty legit from the presentation that you gave us and your systems that you showed us, marketing, your CRMs, the power of like follow up, and I was like, wow, I've never even kind of opened my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and so I started checking out your courses, right? And then I started talking to a couple of your people from your team, and in my head, I'm like, man, I'm not about to spend money on another. Yeah, y'all gave me that other course, and I was like, "Okay, this man's kinda legit for sure."
Yeah.
And I kinda just pulled the trigger. I was like, I told myself I wasn't gonna spend money on another group, but this group so I've been a part of other there's plenty of good groups out there for sure.
Yeah. What was
The
your fear though? Like, what was your hesitation about joining another group?
just financial reasons. I was like, I just don't wanna keep I feel like I'm trying to make a change, and I just keep putting money in and in and in, and I haven't really seen much of the return on investment, right?
Hmm.
And that's probably due to like, I mean, not probably, it is due to my lack of systems and lack of follow up and lack of marketing and all of that. But what got me was, I mean, I've been a part of groups with good network where there's like a bunch of great people, successful people, but this one was like legit takes you from step A to Z. This is how you do this, and this is how you can be successful doing this. I mean, obviously you have to put the work in,
Sure.
but this is how you reach where you want to be. And this is how, sorry, was that?
Between was that the biggest difference between REI Automated and groups that you had in the past, where there was like tactical step one, step two, step three, or were there other things? The reason why I'm asking is because you had said earlier before, like, man, I had done these other things, but I wasn't. And then you listed a whole bunch of things. I wasn't doing the marketing. I wasn't
Hmm.
following up. I wasn't making the phone calls. Like, so it sounded like there was a whole bunch of nothing going on. There was no
Hmm.
action going
Yeah,
on.
exactly,
And
exactly.
so, what was it? The lack of accountability? Was it the lack of not knowing what to do? What was that for you that made it different?
I think, when I started trying to get a little bit more active, it was more so like you just don't know what you don't know, right? And I'm kind of aimlessly going to all these REI events, going to these trainings, but like, what's the next actionable actual step?
Mm,
That's where REI Automated really kind of like honed me in with the weekly coaching calls with my mentor Nate, being like, especially starting out, I was like, what in the world is going on here? Because you throw a fire hose of information at you with the
yes, me
trainings, and
too.
then you're like, oh, you're doing marketing, you're doing this, and like I got my marketing set up, and then like that same day I got my first lead, and I was like, I barely even know how to get through this call script here. So it's pretty overwhelming at first, but
Yeah,
yeah, definitely just dove in, and the systems, they set you up for success, and the network of REI Automated set you up for success, along with like all the resources that come with it, and then just like having you at my disposal. You've talked me out of doing some bad deals before. Like
yeah,
I've had deals where I'm like, oh, this looks great on paper, and then you
yeah,
just poke holes, poke holes, poke holes, and I was like, wow, you probably saved me like $50,000, and like same thing with Josh and the other like community leaders, like
yes,
yeah, there's probably been like 3 or 4 deals that I was ready to put under contract. Not that that's locking you in, right? But,
yeah.
that I was ready to take action on that you were like, "Hey, did you think about this, 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 this?" And I was like, "Oh, that's actually
It's
a
more
horrible deal."
important not to do a
Yeah,
bad deal than it is to do a good deal. At least
yeah.
in the early stages. It's super important because one bad deal can take you out.
Mhm.
When it comes to like your progression in the program, so you're 4.5 months in right now. Do I have this right? I I looked earlier and I think that I saw that you joined 9/1,
Yeah, that sounds about right,
9
yeah.
to 10 to 11 to 12 to 1/1, and today's the 23rd. So 4 months and 22 days. How many properties have you put under contract, and how much, roughly, like rounded to the nearest thousand if you can, and how much have you spent in marketing?
Properties that I've put under contract, 6,
Okay.
and ooh, well, that's been on marketing, you might have to cut that out. Let's see, probably about 22. No, sorry. No, 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 no.
I was
Probably
looking at
about
your
third.
tracker earlier, and if it's up to date, then it's 8,000 something.
That sounds about right because it's almost 2,000 a month on my
Okay.
marketing.
I
Yeah.
think it showed like some weird number, 8,600 or 8,400 or something like this.
Yeah, because I think on average it's about 222 a month. Yeah, yeah, so about it's just over 8,000. Because if I've been in part of here for 4 months, then about 2,000 a month, that sounds about right.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So your, let's call it like 8,500 or so divided by, and you said 6 contracts, correct?
Mhm,
That's a cost per contract of $1,400. And you have already taken title to 2 of them, correct?
mhm.
And how many are left in the pipeline?
I have 3 more left in the pipeline.
Oh, it was 2. Good. So 3 left in the pipe. One of them fell out. Dead deal. Can't do anything.
Mhm.
Okay. That's good. That's actually great. Okay, I want to talk about how REI Automated actually works for you. So we focus on 3 core pillars, and I'll explain this for anybody who doesn't know me. There's 3 pillars of REI Automated. Pillar number 1 is education. Pillar number 2 is operating system, and pillar number 3 is support. So education is a whole bunch of courses, right? As Bryan said, I've joined a whole bunch of groups. I just finished coaching program number 57 last week, and so I've been doing this for 9.5 years, but I'm still a student of my craft, trying to learn from the greatest people out there, so that in hopes of one day I'll be great. So I take everything that I learn about marketing and sales and negotiation and deal structure and deal analysis and KPIs and automations and raising private money, so on and so forth. And I've put everything that I've learned. We took about almost a year and a half to record all of this and structure everything out into education. We have 12 different courses. That's the core curriculum of REI Automated. So this is pillar number 1 for education. Then all the knowledge in the world is good for nothing if you don't actually execute it. So now we're giving you the operating system. We're giving you the tool and the resource that you need to go execute what you've just learned. And most of the time, that's in the form of software. So that's why we call it an operating system. So, you know, Ryan, I told you that speed to lead is super important. You got to be getting to these really, really fast. Now, here's how I'm going to help you automate that speed to lead. Here's how I'm going to help you track that speed to lead. Here's how I'm going to help you improve that speed to lead by using our CRM. I've taught you how to triage a seller and what's important and what to say and how to say it. Now, here's our triage call scripts. It's a dynamic script, so it changes as the conversation changes, so on and so forth. So we have all of these tools and resources, software, right? That's our operating system. And then pillar number 3 is support, because you can know everything of what to do and then you can actually do it. But real estate is the wild, wild west, and you're going to get nowhere fast just relying on yourself. Otherwise, you do bad deals and you end up losing money. So we have a huge support network when it comes to office hours, calls 3 days per week, rookie role play and review. You get a dedicated client success manager. You have one-on-ones with me. You have community leaders who will partner and fund your deals. An awesome network of people in our community. That's our support structure. So those are the 3 pillars: education, operating system, and support. So now that everyone knows that, I'll kind of turn it back to Bryan. Bryan, which one of those clicked for you right away? What was the most important thing?
It's hard to say most important, but I'd say, 1A and 1B is probably systems and support for sure. especially support because I feel like every office hours I come ready with a question or
Yeah, you do. You're great.
talking about a deal like, hey, what do you think about this deal? I'm looking at these exit strategies. This is my plan here. And that's where you kind of help me refine and kind of like capitalize on those deals and kind of reinforce what I'm thinking.
Cool. So for you, it was the support. Out of curiosity, is that what I was expecting? Well, that is what I was expecting you to say when it comes to like, why do you like it now? But in the very
Hmm.
beginning, when you didn't have that and when you were looking from the outside into REI
Yeah.
Automated, what was the thing that was like, oh, I really like that?
Yeah. Outside looking in, that's kind of how you guys got me hooked at first was the systems for sure.
The systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what that's what most people say. It's either the system
Yeah.
or the education
Yeah.
is what shows people like, hey, this is actually really helpful. But I ask people over and over and over, we care a lot about our clients and we care that people stay with us. And right now, if we were to look at, well, what is a lot of businesses like coaching businesses or software businesses will look at lifetime value, LTV. What's the lifetime value
Mhm.
of a client? Well, ours is the little squiggly thing. And why is that? Well, it's because we haven't had enough clients quit to see how long people stay in and what the lifetime value is of a client. Because our clients don't quit. And there's people who are like uber duper super successful, deca millionaires within our program that have been with us since the very beginning in 2021. And I asked them, I was just asking Carolyn and her mom, I was like, why do y'all stay? You know? And it's the coaching, it's the community, it's the people, it's the network.
Yeah.
Because they know what they're doing, right? They don't need the education. Their systems
Yeah.
are already dialed in and they've really fine-tuned it for their own. But this is really what
Yeah.
people stick around for.
Yeah, and those community leaders are a huge benefit because I can pick up the phone and call them or shoot them a message, and they'll hop on a call really
Yes.
quickly and kind of help me out with just about anything.
Yeah. Beyond the deals, I want to lean into what you just said a little bit. Beyond the deals, how do you feel now compared to before? If you could, if I only gave you one word or one phrase, one sentence, maybe, how do you feel now?
Like 6 months ago, I am like leaps and bounds. I feel like a lot more educated in the real estate space and like financial prowess. Whatever you want, however you want to say it. I am leaps and bounds ahead of where I was 6 months ago, and I just feel like I have a way more clear of a plan of what successful can look like for me potentially if I kind of keep at it.
Good. Clarity is a big thing. If we're not clear on the future, we're never going to get there. Let's talk about what you've actually achieved. We've got some, we know that the investing world is all about real results. And I want to talk about your deal, whichever deal you want to talk about. Let's walk through it step by step. So first is lead source. How did you find it?
Yeah, so I was talking to Nate about this deal actually. This is when my like marketing was like not performing well. I had like a little lull period. I know there's times where you were like, dang, you're getting like a crazy amount of leads, like, and then there's like a 3 week span where I was getting like pretty bad leads consistently. So I started just going joining a bunch of Facebook groups,
Yeah.
real estate centric ones, and just networking with like people all over the place. I get wholesalers that send me deals like on a daily basis, and I got this
Ends
one
up.
from a wholesaler actually. And at first, I kind of overlooked it. It was two tiny homes, 450 square foot little tiny homes just outside of Dallas, about an hour east of Dallas. And it was on four parcels of land, 0.52 acres. At first, I kind of looked at the demand in the area and I was like, oh, there's really just not much out there. There's really not much you can do with this. And if I took it, it kind of, and I'm getting it from a wholesaler, so I have to take title to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of brushed it off to the side, and we go on about another week or two, and I just my marketing is still kind of struggling a little bit, and I just started doing a deep dive into the deal. I was like, I mean, it's a tenant occupied, right? The two homes are tenant occupied. They brought in about 1,400 bucks a month and total, yeah. And the purchase price was $110,000. So on the surface, it's a cash flow and asset, right? Beats that 1% rule that everybody preaches about on the surface. But just the demand there didn't seem kind of there. But as I started doing like a deep dive into it, there's like a ton of like mobile home parks, a ton of like local Facebook community groups. And I joined all of them, just kind of trying to eye the demand in the area. And pretty much everything, if you want to sell anything, is done on Facebook Marketplace in the out in East Texas, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
saw the demand on like Facebook Marketplace, on just local Facebook groups, and I was like, these things are really like going. But if you look at Zillow, there's like two rentals in the area. So I had a couple. I kind of saved a couple of other little small like comps in the area,
Mhm.
and I watched them kind of go off the shelves, and I was like, these things are moving out here.
Yeah.
But you look at the listings on Zillow, and it tells a whole different story. Like I see
These
comps that
comps were sale comps or rental comps?
rental comps and sale comps. I looked at both.
Because at the time, you were still determining what your exit strategy was gonna be, right?
Yeah, no idea. Yeah. And then as I brought it to office hours, and I think we pulled up the Google Maps actually, and we were looking, and I was like, I think I can put another home on this land and get three rental properties on this land, or even parcel these out and owner finance one, two, three of them, or however I deem fit
Yep.
with these deals. So I put it under contract and purchased it for and they were originally asking for 125. Turned it around.
You know how
They
much the
actually
fee was, by the way?
so what was that?
You know how much the assignment fee was?
It was like 5 grand.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Assignment fee was 5 grand.
Cool. So the seller walked away. Do you know if they had a mortgage on it?
It was cash free and clear. It was from another investor actually.
Okay. So they walked away with 105 minus closing costs.
Hmm.
No arrears or anything, right?
No arrears.
Cool.
Nothing. The taxes are like 950 bucks a month, and insurance is very, very low for those types of homes as well. It's like 28
Okay.
bucks a month for each
How much
home.
was the taxes?
950 annually.
Annually. Okay. You said a month. I
Annual.
was like,
Sorry.
oh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, annually.
yeah. So it's super cheap for taxes and insurance.
Hmm.
And so you said collecting $1,400 per month. Did you have to do any repairs to them?
As it was advertised with me, this was a sight unseen deal, with it being tenant occupied, getting it from a wholesaler. I kind of analyzed it from like worst case scenario. I was like, I mean, these homes are definitely livable, right? The tenant sent me pictures, like up to date pictures, so I knew what it looked like, material condition, and just worst case scenario. I was like, I'm still cash flowing very healthily.
Yeah.
One tenant did move out pretty much immediately on close, which I was a little frustrated about because the seller told me that both tenants wanted to stay long term. They had been there for 4 plus years, but actually, it was probably the best thing to happen
Yeah. For
because
you can raise the
I
rent.
yeah, I did a light little paint job, fixed some minor things up, added some new hardware, like cheap little hardware that looks nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I raised rent like a good amount, and now both units are pulling in. Well, once this next one gets occupied, will pull in 1,600 bucks a month instead of 1,400.
Good. Very good.
So
Okay. So
very healthy cash
which
flow.
what was your rental amount? I mean, I don't know why I said rental. Rehab amount.
1,300 bucks. Just
Yeah.
paint, hardware, minor fix up, clean up. And then this next one is coming available here in a couple days, and I'll raise rent like $100 there. It's currently being rented at 675 a month, well under market value. I'm
Yeah.
pushing that to 825.
Well, okay. How
Yeah,
much will they be rented for total? Both of them
total
together? Okay.
1,600.
Got it. Now, how did you fund the deal?
All private money.
Cool. Okay. And is this a short-term private money loan that you have to balloon out, or did you stick these people in there for like a 10 or 15-year amortization?
So my I have two potential exit strategies that both kind of work for me.
Okay.
One is these lenders, they're patient. I mean, they're collecting 9% interest on their money on this
Yeah.
one. So very good returns on their money. Option A is I will DSCR refinance once I get these new rents seasoned at
Yeah.
1,600 bucks a month. I know the
Good.
appraisal will come back kind of weird probably, just because of this being a atypical asset in 450 square foot tiny homes. There's really not much of them.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what you think it will appraise for?
Optimistically, I would want 170. I don't know. It's really hard
We
to
had
tell.
set some thresholds of like, yeah, we it might be as much as 200, but then like the lowest
Yeah,
is like 150 or something like that.
yeah. Exactly, yeah. I think the lower end would be 150. And and the appraisal will tell that. And that's why I think stabilizing the rents will kind of solidify it.
Your
So
DSCR ratio is going to be
yeah.
pumping. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, it's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I'm doing interest only payments to these private lenders, and I'm
Even better.
pulling in
My God, your
1600.
cash. Yeah, dude. So what is your gross cash flow?
252 with gross. Sorry.
That's net.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Probably going to be in
15,
the
20
600s. If I'm doing my math right.
monthly NOI 1219
How much is your payment to the
967.
well, great. Great. Heck yeah, dude. You're bringing in 1,600 and effectively $1,000 a month is going to the lender. So you have 600 and change coming in. You're setting aside for maintenance, for CapEx, for vacancies. Talk to me about, are you gonna are you gonna put like a mobile on or build another little tiny home?
Yeah, and I'm kind of at that inflection point here coming soon is I'm probably gonna parcel these lands out regardless,
Mhm.
but gonna look at my options as far as do the utilities work? Does it work with the city, permitting, everything? As far as
Yeah,
putting another tiny home or another mobile there, because there's a lot of mobile home parks in that area, and the demand is pretty high for that.
yeah.
Then if I put like a 3-2 mobile home on there, I'm collecting 14 a month
Oh my God.
additional on top of that.
Dude, if you can like you think about this. I know that, right? This is a client highlight rather than an office hours call, but my brain is spinning. If you were to get like a used mobile home for cheap end 25,000, expensive end 40 to 45,000 for like something
Mhm.
really nice for double wide, 10 years old or something, and then move it over there, and you could rent it out for 12, 13, $1,400 per month, and it's
Mhm.
financed. You just went from cash flowing $600 to cash flowing like $1,400.
Yeah. And in rural parts of Texas, these tenants stay like long term. Like
Yeah.
the lease that I
For
put
life.
in, the lease I signed that I got the other day, she's like, "Can I do like a 2+ year lease?" I
Heck
said,
yeah, lock it
let's
in,
stick with
man.
2 right now."
Right. Cool. Were there any what was your biggest challenge? Tough negotiation with the seller, financing things?
I mean, with me being on the newer side, the toughest part for me is raising capital, and your courses help a lot with that. And I feel like every deal that I do, the more credibility I get. Like
Yes.
once I did this one and got the capital for this one, I post about it like on social
Yeah.
media, and people were like, "Whoa, what's going on? What are you doing?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Tell
I
me
was like,
more.
"I'm yeah." So I post like pretty much the highlights of my deals, and I just get so much interest just off of my track record and credibility, and I would not have gotten that without you guys for sure.
Cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate you saying
Yeah.
that. How are you calculating your net profit center on this one? What do your numbers look like?
Yeah, so net profit center I have at 116K.
Good. It's real good. And how does this compare to your other contracts?
Yeah, I have one in San Antonio that I put under contract last week. This is actually a foreclosure I got from a hard money lender, loan officer. Essentially, those lenders, they don't want to hold on to the properties. They kind of get
No,
rid of
not
them
at
at
all.
discounted rates. So I got this at a pretty discounted rate. It was a flip that was like partially finished. I went over that with this one with you as well. The flip was probably 70 to 80% done. Cosmetically, it was almost done, right? And it just needed like foundation, electrical, plumbing, and then cosmetic finish outs for the most part.
Okay.
Um, Before joining REI, all I really had experience with was like I said, the VA loan and
Yeah,
turning
yeah.
those on into rentals. So this is my first kind of big rehab project that I'm doing here.
What's your estimated rehab?
Rehab is 39,500.
I remembered something. That was
Yeah.
close. And
Yeah.
What is your estimated net profit on that one?
Yeah, my estimated net profit on this one is 59K.
Cool. Good deal. For this, going back to the first deal, what was your turnaround time to from the lead coming in to you getting it under contract to you buying it to you getting it rented out, including the little renovation that you did?
Yeah, so this wholesaler sent it to me, and I analyzed the deal. I pretty much saw that there wasn't much demand. What I thought wasn't much demand in the market, so I kind of pushed it off to the side. And then I revisited it about a week later, like I was saying, and then actually no, 3 weeks later, I put it under contract after I kind of like doing some more research. After my marketing was kind of cooling off, and I was like, let me look at these deals here. These wholesalers are
Yeah.
sending me. And that's when I pulled the trigger on it was like 3 weeks later. And then once I put it under contract, we closed in like 28 days.
Okay.
And then after that, I did a light rehab, 1,300 bucks, paint, cleanup, touch-ups all over. And that took like a weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I had a renter in there that Wednesday.
Sweet. That was
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, yeah. And that was my main concern was like, man, this is like
Right.
East Texas, pretty much rural. Facebook Marketplace DMs are blowing up. So I posted it pretty much all over. Posted it like all the listing websites, Facebook Marketplace. I would say I had I had 20 people reach out to me about renting the home. So the demand was there.
Good work.
17 of them were on Facebook Marketplace alone. Yeah, yeah,
It's so interesting how there's these geographical pockets, like regionally, like, where everyone goes to. In other places, it's
yeah,
route. You need anything sold, put it on OfferUp. In other places, believe it or not, it's Craigslist still.
yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
it's the weirdest thing.
And yeah, the crazy part is like I wrote this deal off. I was like, yeah, it's tenant occupied, but like I don't see how I'm gonna get a tenant in there. This market is dead. And I just
Yeah,
happened to be scrolling through the local Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, these properties are moving.
yeah.
So I guess got a little creative with it. Yeah, pulled the trigger on it.
If you had to pick one biggest learning lesson from this deal, what would you say it is?
I guess don't judge a book by its cover. Like some people, I mean, a lot of people will tell you, you're gonna get a 450 square foot tiny home in middle of nowhere, East Texas. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing right now? You're gonna spend
yeah,
100K on that? But it's all about like doing your due diligence and not every deal you look at, you have to look at the same. You have to look at a different lens, because it's every country, every market, every part of the country, sorry, and every market is can be like vastly different from say like a 30-minute drive somewhere else. You just got to analyze it from all angles, and that's what's like really important about due diligence. That's really not taught in a textbook or not taught in a you like in courses, right? You gotta kind of think outside the box sometimes and
yeah.
analyze it from like that way.
I like that learning lesson. And the more that you do, the more that you see like this creativity of let me think outside the box. Let me turn it into something
Yeah.
that it could be like, what's the highest and best use for the property?
Yeah, and that's where we were like, "Oh, we could add another home. This is over half an acre, and there's like
Yes.
this whole plat of land is empty, and you can add another home." Just thinking outside the box like that, looking at the opportunity that this home wasn't moving on the market, and this wholesale was trying to get people to get it, and everybody's thinking about it the same way. Oh, it's middle of nowhere, East Texas, but
Yeah.
like I'm seeing the opportunity and the potential it has. Like there's like 6 mobile home parks all within a mile radius from here, and these mobile home parks are full,
Look out.
like renting out, booking out. I was like, there's clearly a demand.
Yes.
That like sparked a light bulb when I was analyzing the deal with you on one of our calls as well. I was like, you can definitely put a mobile home park on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So or not
Literally.
park, mobile home.
Well, you could even turn it into a little mobile home park and everything, dude.
Yeah,
I bet
good.
you would fly. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
What lastly, for anybody who's listening to this, who maybe they've talked to me, maybe they haven't talked to me yet, and they're just like following on social media, following the journey. Maybe they're at in the same spot where you were, right? Maybe they've done a
Mhm.
couple of courses, maybe they have a little bit of an education, maybe they've even done a deal or two. but they're on the fence, what would you say to them about coming into REI Automated?
Yeah, I mean, to be a part of REI Automated, you have to one, like be willing to put the work in, and two, just be willing to bet on yourself because it is an investment in yourself. And that was my main concern. Was like, I don't want to spend. I know everybody has these concerns, like, oh, I don't want to spend the money. And yeah, I mean, it may be to some people expensive, and it was expensive for me for sure. But that return on investment was tenfold, and I've gotten the knowledge. I've gotten multiple deals done. So people that are worried about the financial aspect, I was the same way, worried about spending more money because I've been a part of multiple other groups, and it's like I keep putting in and in and in. Where's my return? You will get a return with REI Automated for sure, and these systems set you up for success. If you're willing to put the work in, you have to put the work
Exactly right.
in. So
Yeah. Agree.
it's not just gonna happen.
And I don't want anybody to come in if they think that they can freaking, the house isn't going to flip itself and the seller's not going to call themselves either. So you got to pick, close the, close the
Yeah,
deals. Fantastic. Ryan, thank you for sharing your journey. I think that it's really inspiring, dude, to see somebody, you have a family, going to school, active duty in the Navy as an officer. So lots of leadership, like you're working on your career as well. Totally different career path, not only in what you're going to college for, but also with real estate investing. Like very much this is on the side for you. And that's inspiring to see somebody who put in $8,000, got 6 contracts, closed on 2, 3 more in the pipeline, like multiple 6 figures of net profit here. That's going to add to your net worth. This is going to add to your monthly cash flow. Dude, it's super inspiring to me, bro. It's super inspiring. So thanks for being a great client. Thanks for trusting me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following the process. Thanks for leaning on Nate.
yeah,
It's really it's great to share this journey with you. So thank you for the kind words as well for me and for REI Automated. It's encouraging and it's an inspiration, but I'll also tell anybody who's listening, Bryan works his ass off and he really does put in the work and he's good at it. So I hope that story like is just a reminder to you that good things are possible when you have a great work ethic and then you match that with the right system, the right education, the right support. So congrats to your success,
absolutely.
bro. So deserving of this. To many more. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks,
Appreciate it,
brother.
man. Oh yeah, many more.